Have you ever wondered why hares live above ground instead of in burrows? I mean, they seem like the perfect size for a burrow, yet they don't seem to use them. If you've ever seen a hare, you know that their ears are way too big for any burrow. Their long ears would be perfect for a rabbit hole, but they can't fit. Jackrabbits have the same problem. Their ears are so big that there's no way they could fit in a burrow. Even adult hares have been spotted using burrows that were made by other animals. That is, they don't like living by themselves. Some animals, like prairie dogs, will use their burrows to keep cool in the hot summer months. They spend all day in their burrows and only come out at night when it's cooler. And as always, thank you for watching Life Noggin. Don't forget to keep on thinking. However, this is not very good for hares since they're reactive during the day and they need to be able to see predators coming. If they're spending all day in a burrow, they wouldn't be able to do that. Living in an above-ground structure gives them a place to hide if they need it, but also lets them see what's going on around them. While some animals, like foxes or badgers, will use a burrow as a home base, coming and going as they please, hares tend to stick around. Maybe they just don't like digging, or maybe it has something to do with their big ears. But until we learn more about hares, we can keep watching them hop around in the sunshine and enjoy the fact that they re-knot our ancestors. A hare's territory can be quite large, and they tend to stay in one place year-round. So they need a structure that can house many hares at once, and a burrow just won't cut it. So it seems likely that they are capable of digging, but they just don't do it for themselves. They prefer to make above-ground homes in areas like under the roots of a tree or in a clump of grass. Sometimes they'll even make a shallow depression in the ground and cover it with grass, so it's not as obvious. Is it because they're too lazy to dig? Well, that's one possibility, but there are other factors at play here. Hi, and welcome to Life Noggin. Today we're talking about why hares live in above-ground structures instead of burrows. But why don't they just dig bigger burrows with bigger entrances? The entrance to a burrow is pretty important because it has to do more than just let the animal in and out. And since they don't seem to mind being out in the open, it seems like maybe they just don't like digging. But that doesn't seem likely either, since they seem to be related to rabbits, who are excellent diggers. It also has to keep the animal safe from predators. A smaller entrance means that a predator trying to get into the burrow will have to stretch or squeeze to get through. If the entrance is too small for an animal, a predator might just decide to look elsewhere for food. So if hares and jackrabbits wanted to live in burrows, they'd need to make the entrance large enough for them to fit through comfortably, which means they'd have to make it big enough for a predator to fit through comfortably too. And that defeats the whole purpose of having a burrow. So if we assume that hares are just being stubborn and refusing to use their paws to dig, they basically have to choose between living in a burrow or not living in a burrow. There is evidence that hares use to dig burrows. In fact, baby hares are born in underground burrows that their mothers dug. The reason that hares don't want to make their own burrows could be because they are social animals. Another reason that hares may prefer above-ground homes is that they can regulate their body temperature better that way. In the end, we may never know why exactly hares don't live in burrows. So what do you think? Why don't hares live in burrows? Let us know your thoughts below.